again, friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Amy. I'm glad you decided to join me for this February book chat video. I hope you all are having a wonderful February. I hope you are found your Valentine cards and got some Valentine's plans with that special someone, or your girlfriends, boyfriends, friends, family, pets, whoever you decide to spend Valentine's. I hope you are excited for Valentine's Day, whether you're single like a Pringle and just living it up, or you like to spend it with that very special somebody, and like to dress up and go out to eat or spend a nice, cozy, romantic evening in. I hope you are getting into the Valentine Day season. If you cannot tell by the book title, I've got some books to get you in the mood for Valentine's Day. And the romance department, I've got a plethora of books, and they range from zero spice to very spicy. So it is my scale is 0 to 10 for spice. 0 meaning that it has no bedroom sex scenes, maybe mild light kissing, holding hands, that kind of no spice, just so you guys have a guideline. 10 number being that there is probably sex scenes in there. There is probably, cussing in there probably. So just to keep that in mind. Like I said, I've got a range of all kinds of books. I also have some honorable mentions, which I will get to in a little bit. So without further ado, let's just jump right in. Oh, before that too, I got a wide range of books for the scale of romance, because I know not everybody is into sort of the hardcore, if you will, super descriptive, detailed bedroom love scenes, sex scenes, however you want to call it, and that is fine. I have books that have no spice, and the stories are just as good as the books that have a lot of spice. And so I just want to share these books with you, so that way, no matter how you are feeling on the romance scale, you'll have a book that might satisfy you. So the first book I'd like to talk to you about is called The Lady's Mind by Francine Rivers. This is a Western themed story, and it is about a woman who inherits a mine in a very sort of not well developed Western town, and she develops a sort of a friendship with somebody, but also she's trying to figure out how a woman that doesn't have sort of a man's influence and authority and all that can have property and whatnot, and it's just a good romance. It's Western themed. This is the first book that I've ever read of this author, and she is fantastic. I will state too, she is a Christian author, but please don't let that dissuade you from thinking that it's gonna be a boring story, that it's not gonna be engaging and entertaining. This book is a page turner. She has a awesome way of telling stories. I want to read more of her books. So if you are on the theme of zero spice, but still want to keep it Western cowboy, that kind of genre, I would highly recommend The Lady's Mind by Francine Rivers. It just is a feel-good story with ups and downs, and you're just cheering for the heroine of the story. It is an awesome read, and I highly recommend it. The next book I would like to share with you is My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. This is a story about a very wealthy, or not wealthy, but well-off high schooler named Samantha, and she sort of has her life planned out. She knows where she's going to college. She knows sort of where her life is going, so to speak. And one day the next door new neighbors move in next door, hence the name, and they have a very family dynamic, very opposite to hers. They're very chaotic and loud and messy and outgoing and wear their heart on their sleeves. Just a fun, if you will, loving family, which is very different than what Samantha is used to. She's used to very like a cookie cutter timeline girl. Okay, this is where you need to go at this time, blah blah, very cookie cutter house and rules and upbringing. Her mom holds her to a very high standard, but through circumstances she meets the eldest son, and they become friends, and they start a romance. And again, through circumstances and an event, something happens that changes that, and she has to navigate how she's feeling, how he's feeling, and this is just a delight to read. On a spice scale, I'd probably give it a 1.5, 2. On the spice, there's not, it's high school age sort of stuff. Again, nothing too explicit or if you're not embarrassing, but mature content, very high school age shenanigans, I'll say. But this is just an awesome romance. It just makes you feel like this is a very summer vibe, sort of high school 90s sort of, not rom-com, but romance story. I just love reading it. This author does a great job of capturing how high schoolers are and think and act, and the writing is wonderful. Dialogue is fantastic. I don't know, I just get sucked into the story. So if you're looking for a good high school-esque romance, I would check out My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. The next book I would like to share with you is called Nora's Ark by Judy Baer, Baer. I picked this up at a thrift store a while back, and I absolutely love it. This is about a woman named Nora, and she has a mixed breed dog, pit bull mix, and she has a pet store and in a small town, and she's just looking for love. but she is also a Christian, and so she is very mindful of the people she dates, and she puts a lot of um, thought into, like I said, who she dates. But again, this isn't a book that is so like if pushing Christianity on anybody at all. She just has a strong Christian core to her. So, dating can be difficult when you are a Christian, I feel like, to some degree, because everybody thinks that, you don't like, sex, or like, oh, you know, you're holier than thou, and that is so not what Christians are all about. But anyway, so she meets this cop that is a really nice guy, and she kind of gets the feels for him, but he does not like her dog, and she doesn't know what to do, and she tries different things, um, but she just feels like it's not happening. But there's lots of good twists and turns, and I don't want to give it away, but this book took me by surprise. Even if you are a non-believer, this book is for you if you love cute romance and dogs and pets and animals. I would recommend this. It like I said, this book does not feel like, religion is being pushed down your throat, which early on I feel like Christian writers, that's how it was. But this book is so opposite of that. It's just a good love story. I don't want to give away what happens, but if you are looking for something fresh and cute and new with animals and just a good love story, I would recommend Noah's Ark by Judy Baer. The next, along with this, there is No Spice, maybe 1.5 on the spice level. I think they people hold hands in the book and kiss, but I don't think it goes any further than that. Just to let you know too. The next book is Beautiful Disaster, by Jamie McGuire. This book has been turned into a movie, I believe, by the same name. Don't quote me. And this is on the spice level. I give it a 4.5 to a 6.5 on the spice level. This is about a girl named Abby and a guy named Travis. And again, like the other book I mentioned, My Life Next Door, Abby is just starting college, and she's got some skeletons in her closet, so to speak, and a sort of a mysterious past, and she's just trying to stay on the straight and narrow. She knows where she wants her life to go. She thinks it's going to go, a certain way, and then circumstances, through a friend, she meets Travis, and Travis is the, if you will, totally opposite of her. He's a risk taker. He is just totally different mindset than Abby, and they make a bet. I can't say what the bet is because that's kind of the point of the story. But they have to spend, let's say, a lot of time together. I don't mean that in like a sexual way, but they have to spend time together, and through spending time together, feelings develop, and it is an emotional journey with ups and downs and laughs and drama. This book is a gem. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite romances to read. Again, on the spice scale, I'd say it's a 4.5 to a 6. So just keep that in mind. if you just want a beautiful story with emotional growing characters and just a great storyline and a romance that when you're done makes you feel satisfied, I would definitely pick up A Beautiful Disaster by Jamie McGuire. The next book I would like to talk to you about is a book that got me sort of on my romance, got me into reading romance in the first place. And that is a Marked Men book, and the a Marked Men book. This is the first book in the series. There's also a movie out called Marked Men, which is based on this book. This is about a tattoo artist named Rule Archer and his love interest Shaw. They've known each other since they were kids, but they never were, as they were growing up and through high school and whatnot, they never dated each other, but Shaw has always had feelings for Rule, and Shaw dated Rule's brother, who passed away, named Remy. And now that Rule is an adult and he's starting his own shop, works at his, not his own shop, but works at a tattoo shop, and just trying to sort of figure out life and where he wants to go. Their paths cross, and again, feelings develop. I can't say more than that because it gives the book away, but if you're looking for something more edgy and spicier, I would check this book out. It is a wonderful story. The characters don't fall flat. They are very well-rounded characters. The storyline is beautiful. Even if you are not a tattoo fan or like tattoos, I would still read this book. It is a wonderful, wonderful story. On the spice level, I would give this probably a 7 to 8.5 for the spice. As you can tell, we are getting more spicy books. Just to keep that in mind, because they are adults, and they go to clubs and parties and all that stuff. So this is I would highly recommend this book. Again, it's not for everybody, but I feel that if you're just wanting something different to read in the romance department or starting out to read romance, I would definitely give this a try. This one really got me started. Also because not only because he was a tattoo artist, and I thought that was really cool, because that I feel that doesn't get a lot of love in books. This is a wonderful place to start. Also, there's a whole series of Marked Men, so if you like this book, you can continue on with the series. So I would recommend Rule, A Marked Men by Jay Crowner. She's one of my favorite authors. I have almost all of her books. The next book I would like to recommend to you is another great romance author and book series, and that book is called Pucked by Helena Hunting. This, if you cannot tell by the title, is about a team of hockey players and their love interests. Each book focuses on a different member of the team and their journey to finding love. The spice level on this is a 10. So even with the spice being a 10, the story is still very good. Again, just because they're, hockey players and it has that aspect of edgy sexiness, I would give it a try if you are, or if you're kind of bashful and not used to reading love scenes or sex scenes or bedroom scenes or however you want to call it. I would still give it a try and see how it goes. Again, the focus of this story is not the bedroom scenes. It is about the players and them finding love and however that looks for them. Again, each book focuses on a different member of the team. This one focuses on a man named Alex and his love interest, and it is so good. It's so unique unto itself, and I was really taken by surprise in a good way, because not only was it sort of the first time I really read a more, besides this book, a more juicier sort of spicier story. So I loved it. It was a kind of a good jump surprise, if you will. I knew what to expect in this, but the point of the story is not focused, if you will, on the bedroom scenes. Is a nice build up leading up to that. Again, each book is different, so I feel like this series is, you read one, you know where it's going, it's complete. The next player has he is from a different background. He is in a different place in his life than the previous book player of the teams was. So you never feel bored reading this series. Again, there's lots of drama. There's lots of laughs in here. It is a great book. Again, if you don't like spice, this probably is not the book for you. But if you are willing to try something different, then I would highly recommend this book. Even if you don't like sports or hockey, I would still recommend this book. Each hockey player is lovable in their own way. I don't really have a favorite player, because each book is unique unto itself, if you will, and the characters, some of them make cameos in other books, so you kind of know, so that it's sort of all stays connected, if you will, in this world she creates. It's just a good time. So if you're looking for a spicy, sporty romance story, I would recommend Pucked by Helena Hunting. I have two more books to share with you, and the first one is by this is the second book in a trilogy, but this is my favorite in the trilogy, so I'm showing this one. And this book is called His Alone by Alexa Riley. This book on a spice scale is this is a 10.5 on the spice, so very, very spicy. Again, if you're not into that, definitely skip it. But if you are willing to try to see if you like spicy and sexy scenes and all that related stuff, I would definitely give this a try. The first book is called His Alone. No, it's called, what is it called? Oh, it's called, Everything for Her. And but each of the Everything for Her series is a standalone, so you don't necessarily have to read it in the order. This one is my favorite, and this is about a woman named Paige and her love interest named Ryan, and they sort of have Paige is trying to outrun her past, but it gets tossed in her face anytime she manages to get 2 steps ahead. I'll just read the back to you, sorry. She has no idea what a man like me would do to get what he wants. Her need for Ryan gets in the way of revenge, took her off course, redirected her focus. Before she knew it, he'd made his way into her life and to her heart. It says, I'm dirtier than she knows. She thinks I'm good to the core, but she doesn't know the things I've done, the things I would do for her. True love doesn't let secrets as big as these stay buried. And when the truth about Paige's father is finally exposed, Ryan will do anything to fix everything. Paige has always been his and his alone. So that is what it is about. I love the strong sort of possessiveness of Ryan that he has for Paige. And I don't mean that like to say that he's like it's a dominant and not dominant submissive situation, nothing like that at all. Or nothing like 50 Shades of Grey, but he just feels so strongly for her, and he develops super, super deep feelings for her. This is just a good time. If you just want, super lovey-dovey stuff with a fictional hot man, to me, he's my book boyfriend, I'll say. I just absolutely love this book. If this doesn't get you in the mood for Valentine's or that super lovey-dovey stuff, nothing will. This is one of my favorite books, spicy books to read. So if you, again, are willing to try something very, very spicy, I would definitely give His Alone a try by Alexa Riley. I think you guys will like it. And the last book, and I can't remember if I said this is a 10.5 on the spice scale. The last book I would like to say is another book by Alexa Riley, and this book is called Be Mine or Else by Alexa Riley. Here it is. It's very Valentine's forward, in case you haven't picked that up. This is a very small, short, easy to read book. It is about a girl named Dove and a guy named Bo, and she works in at a flower shop, and they bump into each other at a coffee shop. Sparks fly. It's a very instant love sort of love story. Good chemistry, again, good plot line and characters. This again is, I would probably give this a on the spice scale a 10.5, 10 to 10.5, again, depending on your how you define it. But they start a relationship very soon, and sparks fly, and but there is something that draws a sort of throws them for a loop, a wrench, whatever, a good twist. I don't want to say what that is, because again, spoilers. But if you want something, again, to get you into Valentine's and get really lovey-dovey stuff, I would definitely read Be Mine or Else by Alexa Riley. I love reading this book. It's so good. It's just a good, juicy romance. And now I have some honorable mentions, and these books are not 0 probably on the spice scale, but I feel that they're just as worthy as the books that have 10.5 spice. So the first book that I would like to share with you is none other than one of my favorite books, classic books of all time, and that is William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. It's a very tragic love story. Everybody knows it. It's been done a million times, but I absolutely love this story. I love the chemistry between Romeo and Juliet. I love that there is a family drama wedge that they have to overcome. I love the beautiful poetic words that they say to each other. I love it. I just love this book. I love everything about it. And I know, like, Shakespeare is definitely not for everybody that read it. I know you either love Shakespeare or you hate it. I feel there's no gray area. Um, to me, this is the ultimate in tragic love stories. It just has the epic, with the epic backdrop of Verona and Italy, and oh, Italy is so beautiful. If you've ever been there, oh, it just gives you all the romance feels, and who wouldn't want somebody, if you will, to be that in love with you, to die with you, and family be damned, sort of. That's, I feel like, the pinnacle of romance, tragic, forbidden love stories. Again, take it at you will. This is a fake story, and everybody can be like, well, they were young, and like, can't we just enjoy the story to enjoy the story? But anyway, that's how I feel about it. I love the movie, not the Leonardo DiCaprio movie. Boo! I don't like that version. I like the updated version of it. It has, I can't think of what I think it's 1990, no, it's the 2000, I want to say 17, 18-esque, with something Booth, I think his name is, yeah, the actor. Anyway, I really like that version. And if you are just wanting a classic, beautiful, tragic love story, you can't get a more classic and tragic love story than Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. If Shakespeare is not your jam, I will recommend on the spice level, this is like 1.5, probably 2, 2.5. The next book I would like to share with you is my favorite book by this author, and it's another classic author, and that is Jane Austen's Northanger Abbey. I just love this sweet story of a girl named Catherine Morland, and she gets to go with her family friends to London, where she gets to go experience society, and she meets the funny, charismatic man named Henry Tilney. And I love that Catherine Morland is like a small town girl going to the big city, and she is naive in putting her trust and faith into people she doesn't know that well and think are her friends. And I love that she sort of learns by having these experiences of feeling of learning that people aren't who they say they are necessarily for their character, that people, don't take people sort of at face value, and through that all, she also finds she finds love and friendship, and I just love this story. It's so beautiful. It definitely has like the classic romance feel to it. But like I said, Catherine Morland, I know a lot of people that have read Jane Austen and say that she's, Catherine Mullen's too naive and, sort of a flat character. I don't see that at all. We've all sort of, I feel, been in Catherine's shoes when finding love and, on your path of love. Like, you have this idea of love and you have this idea of seeing the good in people. And, sometimes when that rock breaks the glass house, it's kind of eye opening. And, your rose glass, you take off those rose colored glasses and, you see it for what it is. And despite all that, you still can find love and you can still have a happy ending, is something that I love about this story. Plus, she also loves books. Hello, I love books. I don't know, I just love this book. It's such a classic. It makes me happy to read it. So if you're looking for something along that line, I would definitely check out Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. And the last book I have for you is one that I don't think gets enough love anywhere, and that is, on the spice scale, this is probably like 1.5, 2 maybe. But the last book I'd like to share with as honorable mention, I feel doesn't get enough love in the classic book world and just in the book world in general. But I love this story so much. And that book is George Eliot. No, it's not. That book is Daniel Deronda by George Eliot. This follows a young man named Daniel Deronda. He finds himself in a love triangle between a beautiful blonde girl named Gwendolyn and a beautiful dark-haired girl named Mira. Not that it's a, blonde versus brunette story. I didn't mean, but just for a difference. They come from two very different social classes, and Daniel Deronda meets these two incredible women in different points of his life, and he also is trying to figure out, between the feelings of both of them, he is trying to find out who his mother is, and he's having sort of an identity crisis because he was an orphan, and he was raised in very high society, and so he's very well educated. He's traveled the world. He's seen things. He has the best of everything, so to speak, and he meets a Gwendolyn at a hotel. He sees her gambling, and instantly he's like, oh wow, she's gorgeous, she's beautiful, I gotta know more about her, that sort of thing. But he also knows where he came from. He knows that he doesn't have sort of a foot in society, on that he can provide a very good dowry for Gwendolyn. And so he sort of struggles with, how will she accept me, if you will, on that note. And Gwendolyn, on the other hand, she grew up in a very rich family as well, sort of, not as super rich family as Daniel Deronda, but her family fortune gets taken away. Again, I'm trying not to say main things. And so she has to try to help provide financially for her family. And so she decides to go sort of on the town and to find a husband. And by going to, parties to socialize, to, meet the eligible men, and she sort of, again, bumps into Daniel Deronda, who she's intrigued by, that they don't really know his parentage. She doesn't, she's very intrigued by that, but at the same time, and she wants to pursue him, she also knows she has to help provide for her family. So she puts more of her focus on a man named Henley Grandcourt, who is very opposite of Daniel Deronda. He's very cold, methodical, well-rounded sort of male presence. He's very, very also rich, and Gwendolyn knows that he will provide for her. That it means she knows that if she pursues Henley, that if he proposes, her needs will be met. But she's also struggling because she really has deep feelings for Daniel Deronda. But Daniel Deronda is more reserved, and he doesn't put necessarily his feelings or his wants out to her, if that makes sense. And then he meets in a different social setting a Jewish woman named Merida, and being Jewish in, what time does this take place in? I want to, let's see. In 1878, okay, that's when it takes place. So the British were very anti-Jewish, anti-immigrant, all that kind of stuff. So it's, for most people, it's a shock that Daniel Deronda befriends Merida. A lot of people sort of look down on him for knowing Merida and her Jewish heritage, because she makes that very clear to him. And she is, when he meets her, she is trying to find her brother that she hadn't seen in a very long time. So through that, he also develops feelings, and he sort of learns about the Jewish culture and whatnot through her. And the drama between that he feels between the two women, and there's also lots of other drama in this as well. It's so juicy, it's so good. It's everything you sort of want in a period drama story. Also, there is a good adaptation of this book, a BBC version of it. It's very, very good. Highly recommend it. 5 stars. Perfect movie. So again, if you are looking for a classic British period drama with lots of intrigue and plot twists, and what is he gonna do? What's she gonna do? Social clashes, all that fun stuff. I would highly recommend Daniel Deronda by George Eliot, and this one is a chunker, and it may seem intimidating, but stick with it. It is so good. Also, there's audiobooks too, if you want to listen to it. I would highly recommend it. Again, this book has, like, on a spice scale, probably maybe 1.5 to 3, maybe at the very most. It's these sort of stories are kind of keep it close to the vest, very buttoned up society and whatnot, so keep that in mind. But again, I feel these books don't get enough love, and they're just, I feel, as wonderful to read, and you get that feeling of lovey-dovey in a different way, in a sort of classic book way that still you feel satisfied after reading it, and just very swoon-worthy, I feel is the right word to describe the books that I just showed you guys. So that's all the video for today. I know this video is really long, but I have lots of feelings, and I love sharing my love of romance books with you guys. So Thank you for hanging in there. If you like this video, please give it a big like, subscribe, share with friends and family. Down in the comments down below, let me know, do you like 0 spice or a spice on a 10 scale? Let me know. Or do you just like spice in general? Do you like romance in general? Write it down in the comments, guys. I'd love to know. If, like I said, if you like this video, give it a like, subscribe, share with friends and family. I hope everybody has a wonderful Valentine's Day. Know that you are loved by family and friends, whether you're single like a Pringle or you found your forever person. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Valentine's Day. And I hope you decide to read one of the books that I have recommended. And I will see you guys soon in my new video. Bye-bye for now, everyone, and happy reading!